Welcome to the truly spectacular setting that is the Coast Golf Club in Sydney, Australia. In addition to being a great golfing destination, the course also has a very interesting history. The original holes were laid out in the 1920s in the grounds of Prince Henry Hospital by Jim Ferrier, who went on to become Australia's first professional major winner at the 1947 PGA Championship. The golf club was officially formed in 1965 and was fully completed in 1973.
Probably the most astounding thing about the course here is that we have all holes overlooking the ocean. In fact, 7 of the holes play alongside the ocean. While it's not a traditional link-style course by Scottish standards, it is certainly as close as what you'd come to a link-style course in Australia.
The overwhelming feedback from the people who come here just say they just love how spectacular that it is. You get here, you do get a wow factor, you know. A good chunk of the year there's whales jumping off the edge of the cliff as well, so it's a really nice place to play golf.
A further redesign at the hands of James Wiltshire happened in 2007. With a length of just over 6,300 yards from the back tees, it's relatively short by the standard of modern courses that are set up to counter golf's technological advances. But the Coast Golf Club's location ensures that the challenge for any golfer is still a stern one.
The first 6 holes of the course are the original laid out holes. They're a little bit more open and more open to the elements as well along the coastal fringe. The first 4 holes go in each direction of west, east, south and north. But they also contain 3 par 5s in the first 6 holes, which is a little bit different. After the 7th hole, the course gets a lot tighter and really shot selection and the breeze play a lot more part in those holes. Particularly when you get over the back, we have a lot of blind tee shots. So a bit of knowledge of the course certainly does help.
You really do have to hit every club in the bag here, and that's one of the beauties of the course, you know, just hitting driver on every hole. There's some days where you can enjoy that, but this is not that type of course. There's holes where you can take driver and it can be an advantage, but there's a lot of holes where you need to pull back, get in the right position to score well on the hole.
Things certainly don't get any easier once you negotiate the tricky club selections and the testing tee shots. The greens come in varying shapes and sizes. And trying to keep the ball under the hole while you enjoy the incredible views on offer will make those testing 5-footers for par a little more manageable.
Greens are a real mixed bag, I'd have to say. Some of the older greens are certainly your postage stamp smaller greens, which offers a lot of protection from scoring, of course. Some of our newer greens, we've tended to go for a larger green surface with multiple pin positions. We do find, obviously, with the greens here that the wind plays a lot of impact. So depending on the wind conditions, to keep the greens playable, we have to keep them running well, but we generally can't take them above about 10 on the stimp metre.
It's no great surprise that Mother Nature is the ultimate defender of a course that is very aptly named. So if you aren't ready for blustery conditions and some good old-fashioned links-style play, it can quickly become a very long day at the Coast Golf Club.
You play this course and you can play it differently every time you play because of the wind. Now the southerly is the most common wind and it's also the most difficult for this course. You get a northerly, everybody's loving that because it just plays the holes that need downwind, you get them downwind.
We do have people come out here in the morning in the still conditions and shoot some great scores that stand up all day. The wind does play a massive role here. We would have to say that most of our members, when they do travel away, their handicap travels pretty well.
With so many holes right on the cliffs, it's a tough decision to name just one as the signature hole of the coast. The locals have decided on the testing par 4 14th, which showcases every single aspect of what makes this such a special place to play golf.
It's a spectacular hole all the way along the coastline heading back towards Little Bay Beach. Standing out on the championship tee measures 392 metres and it's really, you're perched out over the cliff and requires a really accurate and decent drive just to be able to reach the fairway.
When you do get it to the fairway, which is a reasonable amount of room, but you're hitting off a cliff, so it's fairly intimidating. The green is quite small and protected and drops off to the left down to the beach. So if you miss it left, it's extremely hard up and down. You miss it right and you're chipping away down towards the beach, downhill, so that's also difficult up and down as well.
Certainly anything long and left on that green and it's dead. You'd be lucky to be able to make par from there. So grass bunker short left, protected by a sand bunker on the right. There is also some rock remnant from the coastal cliffs there and it's a truly spectacular hole that certainly gets a lot of Instagram moments.
Another unique aspect to the coast, there is actually a beach inside the boundaries of the course. So if the heat of the Australian summer proves too much to bear, or if you're a little hot under the collar after a testing day on the fairways, picturesque Little Bay Beach is the perfect solution.
Having a beach located on the property presents its challenges, I guess. We do have a lot of people who are frequenting the beach that sometimes wander on the course as well, but it has its benefits obviously for members to be able to come and play around a golf and then be able to duck down the beach for a swim afterwards, come back to the clubhouse for a bite of lunch. It's a pretty idyllic situation.
What's even better news is around at the coast is only $70 for international guests. And if you're up for a bit of world-class sightseeing even before or after your round, then you've definitely come to the right place. Because the city of Sydney and its internationally renowned harbour are just a few miles up the road.
It is an incredible destination. We're very fortunate, and also the fact that it is still a public access golf course really means that it's there for everyone to enjoy. Proximity to the city and also, those major accommodation hubs makes it very popular with international tourists, interstate tourists and locals alike.
People who come to Australia typically come and visit Sydney, to see the harbour. So if you do come to Sydney and you're on a golf trip, take the time to come out here and have a game at the coast. You'll really enjoy the day, the spectacular views and just the beauty of the whole place. It's a great course, really enjoyable to play and a really good challenge as well.